We are here tonight to play another session of Sorcerer by Ron Edwards. And we're doing this as part of the Gauntlet, which is an online role-playing game community. And if you happen to be stumbling upon this recording and are kind of interested in the Gauntlet, you're interested in role-playing games and are kind of interested in seeing what a vibrant and involved online community is doing with respect to role-playing games, I would encourage you to go to gauntlet-rpg.com to check things out there. I also, if this game sounds interesting to you and you want to look at the game, you can go to adeptplay.com and you can get a PDF copy there. We noted in a previous recording that print copies right now, if you want to find one of those, you'll have to go to eBay or a used bookstore, because right now there's not really any print copies currently being made of Sorcerer. I do want to just quickly remind everybody of our safety tools, just to make sure everybody has this. I'm putting in the chat a link to our Google Drive, which has our character keeper and some other things in there. And in the character keeper, we have a tab that has our lines and veils. So we have three main safety tools that we'll be using. Just very briefly, those are the X card, which you can evoke by saying X card or typing in X card or holding your arms in front of you in the form of an X, so that if we are kind of broaching territory that is making the game not fun for you, you should by all means use the X card, and we'll immediately stop and take a couple steps backwards and head into a different direction. We also have lines and veils that we will be using. We currently have a line up on sexual assault, meaning that sexual assault will be avoided in this game. It will not be a subject for this game. And we have some veils up under torture and violence to children and animals. Those items are currently veiled, meaning that they could be mentioned in the course of the game, but if they are mentioned, it will be kind of essentially off stage or off screen, that we'll kind of fade to black. If there was something that was involving one of those, we would not kind of go in and describe those in any kind of vivid detail. And then finally, we have a safety tool, which is the open table, which means simply that if for whatever reason you need to leave the game, you're not feeling well, or there's some kind of emergency that's happening, whatever it is, by all means you should leave the table, and no apologies needed. And if you do have an opportunity to let me know if you are planning to be back or not, that is helpful. But if you're not able to do that, then don't worry about that. Right? Just kind of depart, and we will deal with that. We'll also be. I do. As glitchy as Roll for Your Party is. It ends up being kind of good for Sorcerer, because it does kind of order, right? You can like color code the dice that you are rolling, and you're rolling a bunch of dice, and it kind of puts them in the order. So for the purposes of that, so that link to the Roll for Your Party is also on the Lines and Veils resources tab.
Yeah, I think it works actually really well as long as we clear it before the next round of rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, it does have a thing like when I have found that like when you're trying to re-roll something and you use that feature, sometimes you'll kind of, it has a feature where you can select things for re-rolling, And I have found in the past that sometimes when you're doing that, there can be, like, for example, a big delay. Like, you'll do it and you'll say, has it re-rolled it? Because it doesn't seem like the numbers are changing. But then 5 seconds later, right, there'll be something. But yeah, it seems to be working pretty well for us. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, just a few reminders about the game. One thing that, and part of this is trying to remind myself, but there are, when you get into some type of conflict, or there's some type of resolution that is that needs to be made, that involves the rolling of the dice, you can get bonus dice for good role playing, or good description, or cleverness, or suggesting something that is kind of really moving the plot along in a kind of interesting way. Sometimes I forget that as a GM. If you can always, as a, when you're playing, do some kind of cool description or something. If you think I'm forgetting it, you might put it on my radar, remind me of that.
Be like, could I get a bonus die for blah, blah, blah?
Wasn't that a great description?
Yeah, totally worthy of a bonus die.
You also can get bonus dice by rolling over victories. So if you can, think about a situation where, you want to kind of set something up, but you can think of a way of doing it in stages, so that, right, there's like one roll that is kind of more of a setup, but you can earn, maybe some victories through that roll. And then if there's a subsequent action that clearly is kind of tied to that earlier roll, you can take the victories, the number of victories that you gained in that earlier roll, and use them in that in the subsequent roll.
And while we're talking about dice modifications, the other thing I forgot about last week was the price. And so I was making a perception check, I'm pretty sure, and I should have done it at one fewer die.
Yes.
Because of my price.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing. There's actually a lot of, like, little, things going on in that character sheet to kind of keep track of, but that's correct as well. And one last thing that I will just remind you of is that, there are these sorceress rituals, such as contacting a demon, or summoning a demon, or containing a demon, or binding a demon. And so, if at some point in the game you think that one of those rituals would come in handy, we can kind of dig into that. Those rituals are fun. They also have lots of little knobs and things that are kind of turning within those rituals. But some of them. Yeah,
are those in the quick reference, or are those something that we should just bring up? Hey, I think talking to demons would be helpful, and you'll help us find the right rules.
Yeah, I think you can definitely, let me just maybe see if they are in that quick reference. Yeah, in the quick reference, which actually is a lengthy document, you have them. But yeah, so the contact ritual would be if you want to basically have some type of conversation with a demon. And these could apply both to, maybe there's another demon in the game, not one of your demons, but like you become aware that, oh, there's this other demon, and you want to kind of contact that demon, or if you just simply want to contact some demon from the demon realm, right? You can do that as well. There's a contain ritual, so that if there's a demon that is present, but you want to kind of confine it to a place, So it can't be running around getting into trouble or causing trouble, right? You can do the contain, and some of these kind of go in order. So like if somebody was really interested in getting a new demon, it's like a little pet, like I want to have a new one. Right. You can kind of go through a sequence where you try to contact it first, and then you can try to summon it after you contact it. And then if you're successful in doing that, you can do the binding ritual. There is also a banish ritual. There's also a punish ritual if you feel like you want to punish a demon.
And yes, in case anyone was ever is wondering, there was a very lengthy thread back in the Forge in the day about how to do Pokemon with this system.
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
I'll have to keep that in mind. I wonder, did anybody ever actually do?
I don't remember. There's like a lot of discussion about like what would humanity look like in the world of Pokemon. What would punishing a Pokemon look like? Things like that.
Yeah. Well, there was a game of Sorcerer that I participated in where I kind of reluctantly I was a player. I reluctantly bound a demon, but he wasn't really a good demon. It was a complicated thing, right? But then I wanted to banish it, but it was bound to me. So I used, like, you can punish your own demon if you want to, which seems like a very kind of cruel thing to be doing to your demon. But if you're looking to banish it, punishing it first actually can kind of set it up to be more easily banished if that's what you're looking to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so any other but yeah, if with the rituals or anything else in the game, if there's something that you're kind of curious about and you want to kind of have us dig into it, by all means, don't feel like you have to have kind of fully, read through the rules. We can kind of get into those as we need. Any other questions at this point about the game? No. If not, why don't we just do a quick another round of introductions, and if you want to just kind of quickly, when it comes to you, introduce yourself, introduce your character and your demon, and maybe say something very briefly to catch us up to speed at what you remember happening at the end of our last session with respect to your character. I'll go on and begin. My name's Robbie. I use the pronouns he, him, and I am the referee for this game of Sorcerer. I've been playing role-playing games for quite a while, since middle school, with some large gaps here and there. But yeah, so, and I've been on the gauntlet for probably coming up on about 3 years now. And we'll just go in back and forth in character keeper order. But Stephen, if you want to go next.
Hi there. Yes, I am Stephen, he, him. And I am Taylor, playing Taylor, also known as at Smart Not Swift. I am a Twitter personality, and I have a demon, Pierce, or who I call at Percy No Mercy. And the last time we saw me, I was being cruelly escorted from the premises by another sorcerer's jackbooted Gestapo, who are stomping all over my First Amendment rights to citizen journalism.
Yeah, you're being unkindly escorted from the premises at this point.
Mm-hmm. Jackbooted.
They're doing a great job, actually.
Now, one thing, and we'll come back to this, but I think I probably, with respect to this kind of rough escort that you are receiving, I didn't, I should afford you the opportunity if you want to resist that, right? You have your stamina. If you,
I think I actually, fictionally, was what I said was that I think that at a certain point I stopped fighting when I noticed Zip was a sorcerer, because I think that that kind of distracted me so much. They just were able to like physically pick me
if
up.
you were interested in putting,
Hello?
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, something's going on. I'm gonna.
Something is going on.
I think he's reconnecting or something.
Things here.
You definitely got really blurry and kind of just hung up for a minute. Yep, and it's hung up again. Yeah, I almost got the vibe that just getting carried out was the easiest way to get out of the situation. Is that kind of what you were thinking?
I think it was more that I was so surprised that like I didn't really know what to do, and I just kind of like was able to get pulled out during that period. I think
Yeah.
was sort of my response. Are you back with us, Robbie?
I hope I am. I'm. It's telling me that I may have some extensions that are. I may have an extension that is causing problems. So I'm gonna very quickly try to see if. Let me see. I haven't really seen that before. Let me see if that. Can you all hear me? Okay.
Hey there. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. We'll see. I tried to kind of zap out a few of my extensions, and we'll see if that. Did anything. So, but yeah. Yeah, you are not putting up a fight with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have you picked up on the fact that Nicholas is possibly has some type of telltale that you noticed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, which is his your telltale. It was the burnt palms.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that Taylor saw both the necklace that Zip wears and also the burnt palms, and the fact that like the same iconography that exists in the necklace can be seen in that basically branding on the palm.
Okay. Yeah, Nicholas, do you want to say anything else about yourself and Zip?
Yeah, hi, I'm Nicholas. My character is Zip, who is kind of, it's not a pyramid. Well, so first off, Zip is not in a cult, right? Because obviously this group that calls themselves a coven, they're really about like positivity and prosperity. There's no cult here, absolutely not. And it's not a pyramid scheme. It's got a very solid foundation, all these financial transactions, the selling of timeshares, moving into bigger and better deals, and just got a great opportunity with Mr. Valentine to procure this bar that we're looking at, bar/nightclub, which doesn't really jive with what I like, being Zip. But man, it's such an opportunity. How could you not say yes? So that's where we're at. When I arrived, I got to witness the efficient work of the existing management in taking care of what looked like a hooligan who was trying to do some sort of guerrilla bad publicity stunt, and they seem to just handle it super effectively. So feeling really good about that.
Okay. And Taylor, you get very forcefully moved out of the premises, out to the sidewalk, and there's primarily one large manager who is kind of not carrying you, but forcefully pushing you out there, and there are a couple of other employees who are backing him up, and he deposits you on the sidewalk, and hands you from one of the employees. They have your parasol, and he hands you the parasol, which has been bent, and says, "Good day. I think you would be best not to return."
Well, thank you. I will not be returning to your establishment either. And today you have made an enemy of free speech, sir. Good day. And I open my bent parasol and walk away very forcefully, as if it's my decision.
Okay. So before we leave you, let me get to my notes here.
And I'm typing into my phone. Percy No Mercy, weird old guy with burn marks. Sorcerer ?
And you're typing that into your Twitter account?
Oh no! This is my DM with Percy No Mercy.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're DMing Percy No Mercy, and while you're kind of doing this, you get a phone call. You're doing that, and you notice that
who even makes phone calls anymore? I check its ID.
Oh yeah, and it's you recognize it. It's Hecuba Leaper, the owner of the Shiva's Emporium.
I mean, she should know to message me, but fine, I'll answer it. Hello, this is at Smart Not Swift.
Are you okay? There's something up on Twitter. It kind of looks like your account, but it's a fake account. And here, and she says, I'll text you the Twitter account. The Twitter account is like something like it plays off of your name. So your Twitter handle is Smart Not Swift. This one is like Smart Not, but KNOT Swift. And so she kind of gives you that.
It makes sense as a pun.
She gives you that handle, and do you want to look at the
Oh
Twitter
yes,
account?
I am looking at this Twitter account, and I am making plans to take down Mr. Burning Man inside.
What the account? It's a very super recent account, like within the last hour that it was created, and it has the only thing that the account has on it right now are pictures of you in the Icy and Spicy and getting escorted out with your bent parasol. There are a number of pictures showing that episode that you just went through. And Hecuba says, I can't tell. Are you? It looks like the Icy and Spicy, but I don't really go there during the day.
You shouldn't. It's terrible.
Are you all right?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you for letting me know about this, Essie. I'm going to have to do some online reckoning and destroy my enemies, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I should add one other thing. Aside from those, the pictures, it also does identify you as Sad Sack 44.
I don't even call people that in person, so how do they know? I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do some stuff afterwards, but we'll see. But thank you for letting me know about this.
Okay, I just I saw that they seem to treat you kind of roughly. Just wanted to make sure everything was okay. But yeah, she'll hang up.
Well, I mean, yeah. Thank you. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just a lot has happened today, and I had already sort of caught up with you on all the stuff going on in my life that isn't getting vengeance upon those who wrong me on the internet. So I really had no updates for you just yet. But once I do, I will alert all my Twitter followers that a reckoning has taken place.
She says, "Yeah, okay. I have no doubt about that, right?" And she'll sign out at that point. At this point, what do you want to do? Are you going to continue to walk down the street, or do you have other ideas?
I mean, I'm probably messaging Percy No Mercy about hacking any accounts and looking up any information associated with at Burning Man back at the that we saw over at the Icy Hot and Spicy. That's it. Or
Yeah.
Icy and Spicy, whatever it's called.
Icy and Spicy. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. Let's go to Zip. So Zip, we'll take
I just want one clarifying question. Taylor's friend on the phone, the last thing that they heard was, "Excuse me, I have an internet emergency." And then Taylor raced out and this all happened. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
That's so good. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
Getting to witness the internet emergency. It's like, oh my God, there it is.
Yeah, I'm glad you get. Yeah, but yeah, the time frame would be very, very.
That's
quick
cool.
here.
I like that. All right.
All right. So
there are reasons that people decide to hang out with me, and this is, I think, the main thing.
A little bit of internet drama that they get to watch.
Yeah.
So Zip, you've seen this person escorted out. You think it's been done very efficiently. You were there with Radd Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
Radd, I think, looks at this scene and is I don't know, probably just befuddled by it. But after that happens, a server comes up to you and says, "Oh, let me escort you to one of the private rooms in the back. We have a private meeting room back there."
Yep.
And this, as I recall, this is is it an early evening meeting?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a dinner, right? So
I think like 6 o'clock or so.
Yeah.
I mean,
before the night scene arrives,
correct.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. That it's pretty low key right now, because like the it's not when the club really gets hopping.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get escorted back to a private meeting room, dining room. I think kind of in keeping, we established last time that like the Icy and Spicy has, well, like when it really is going, it has these like fog machines that are going on and things like that. Those haven't really been kind of going on out in the main rooms, but when you kind of open up the door to the meeting room, it is very like they have a fog machine kind of going in there.
Yeah.
The table, which is both going to be the dining table, but also where you're going to conduct your business and sign the documents. It's kind of made to look kind of like it's made out of blocks of ice, right?
Yeah.
It's clearly kind of glass, but so you have that effect. And there's this kind of this bluish light that is there, right? So it has this very kind of atmospheric, effect, very much in keeping with the Icy and Spicy vibe. And this fellow, Hussein Badavoy, is there. This is the one who you had been up to his little closet of an office in the Miami Tower. That he's the one who kind of called this meeting, and it has at the table he's sitting there. He stands up. He points to these two seats that are there for you and Radd to sit at, and says, "So I'm assuming that." Well, we don't need to get down to business right away, but I'm assuming that you had a chance to read the contract and that everything looked okay.
Oh yeah. Radd and I did take some time to look over the contract. There's 3 clauses that are concerning. One of them is, well, what did I do with my notes on that?
Yeah, I think the 3. Now, one of them is kind of already there, which is that I think one of them was that you would sign the contract with Hussein, right?
Right.
Present.
Right.
And then one was that the current management of the Icy and Spicy would remain in place for at least a 12-month period.
Yeah.
And then the other one was that in the contract, it would specify a first right of refusal to Redwell and Wise.
Right. And so I go through these 3 clauses and I'm like, those first 2, Radd, you agree those aren't really a problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
does
mean,
seem okay.
I saw a management in action today and I was pretty impressed. So I'm glad that they'd get 6 months on this contract before we have to really evaluate their performance and decide if any changes are required. It's really like if we want to sell this asset, that's where the problem is. Like we want to be able to sell it for whatever the fair market value is. And this clause really seems to be fighting against that. And so Radd and I propose removing that clause.
Saying, we'll just establish that Radd, he hasn't really read the contract. He really had no. That's got to be beyond him. He's leaning
he
on
and
you.
I did a debrief on the contract.
Correct. You have
came
debriefed him. Yes.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
have debriefed him. He is. You get the impression he's very much going to be kind of relying on you to work your way through any detailed negotiations with the contract, though.
Right, and he wouldn't want to present in front of the other party that he hadn't read it in full. He wouldn't want to present ignorance.
Yeah, he largely is just nodding along with you, though. He's like, okay, yeah. And to saying, who, has this kind of haggard look to him. He's, shaking his head and says, "Look, you're getting a great deal with this place. I mean, I can't believe that little clause about Redwell and Wise would be too much of a problem."
Well, what's that clause worth to you? Because maybe we could sweeten the deal a little bit to get the contract we're looking for.
Well, let's talk about that. And to saying there is like a server kind of waiting by the door, and to saying gestures to the server and says, bring in a pink flame ingot for me and the guests. And the server, they don't even have to go to the bar. Like, the server goes out the door, immediately comes in with these 3 glasses, which they're like gold ingots, right? That are kind of standing up on end, but they're hollowed out, and they have this very vibrant looking pink liquid inside. You're getting the special treatment where they like, the server can light the drinks on fire, and there's like this nice little right puff of flame, and then sets the drinks in front of you. When he does that, your demon is kind of interested in the glass.
Yeah.
Now, have you been to the Pink Flamingo before?
No, I mean, I had brunch outside the Pink Flamingo. I don't think that counts. It was like a BLT, and just not the same as like going into the Pink Flamingo.
Okay, but let me ask this question. When you had your brunch out there, did you have a drink served in one of these gold ingot?
No, first time seeing it.
Okay.
And it makes sense. This is the illusion of what my demon wants. So.
The drink is put down in front of you, and you feel your gold necklace, warm in a soothing way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. The demon has this kind of soothing, warm reaction. And Toussaint picks up his glass and says, "Cheers."
I'm going to call him out on this. I'm going to call him out on the tea earlier, which obviously was not right, manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, Toussaint, cheers. But I need you to switch glasses with me. I know what you did with the tea earlier.
Okay. Toussaint, he does get a worried look on his face and says, I didn't do anything to the tea. I mean, it seemed fine to me.
Well, then it's not a big deal, is it?
Okay.
And I slide my glass.
Okay. So you slide the glass over, and he'll slide his glass to you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
I'm surprised that he's basically calling my bluff. I was wide eyes, a shrug, and then cheers.
Okay. I'm gonna need to make and Radd also has his glass as well. I need to see. Let me get Radd's stats here. You, by the way, are going to be perfectly fine. You know, you drink. It's this kind of special drink. It goes down well. It seems to have a little bit of alcohol in it, but not. You know, it's like a pleasant little cocktail, right?
Yeah.
That is being served to you. And Radd drinks his. Let's go to the roll for your party. I'll let you roll for Radd.
All right.
I'll do the opposed roll. Radd will only get to roll two dice for this. And I'm going to roll clear for myself. Okay, so I got three victories. So you know, you all drink. I should also do a quick roll for Tisane. If you want to roll for Tisane as well, roll 3 dice for him.
Roll low. Come on. Ah, a 9. That's not bad.
Yeah. So one victory. You drink. Tisane is kind of mumbling on about, right? Oh, you know, what kind of you know, what would we have to do for us to kind of leave that in there? Like, do you want us to lower the price? As he's kind of mumbling on, you kind of notice that he seems to be getting kind of slurred in his speech. That he doesn't, you know, he's having more difficult focusing. You know, Radd is kind of slumping over. You know, you're sitting down, and he's kind of like, you know, and he's kind of looking over at you and says, "Come on, it's a great deal."
You know what, Radd? You're right. We should just do this. Because out of character, I was just looking for something I could nitpick on Radd's behalf. So if Radd is like totally in on it, I'm gonna just push forward and make sure that his will is done. Do you think it's a roll for me to know if he's just inebriated or if something more is going on here? Or would I just know that?
Why don't we could roll a perception here.
Excellent.
And you have a -1.
I do have a -1 on perception.
Okay, so what is your perception?
Is that will?
Yeah, that would be a will.
Yeah, so that would be 4.
Okay, and I'm going to oppose it with 4 dice for the difficulty here.
Oh, whoops, wrong dice.
Yeah.
Clear those. An 11 on a 10, that's not right.
You're just really good at rolling dice is all.
Super good.
Yes, you got a victory there. So you know, I would say this seems a little odd, particularly how quick this reaction is, right? That, you know, he's done this, and so yeah, it seems a little unusual. Yeah.
Yeah. So I confirm his direction. You know what, Radd? You're right. Are you feeling well?
Yeah, he says, yeah, I'm feeling great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're rolling, right?
All right, let's do this. Let's do this. And I grab the pen and start and say, "You first, Radd."
Okay. And Tassain, so you have your packet in front of
Yep.
you. Tassain brings up his packet.
Yep.
And right, he says, okay, so, you'll sign, we'll do this in duplicate, and we can kind of go through this and so he starts, slurring things through, and you're kind of going through the packet. I mean, I guess the way he would do this is he would say, he would slide a packet over to you. He would have a third packet in front of him so that on the other side, he could be reading it while you check out the two of these. And remind me, how many victories did, like when Radd rolled, how many victories did I get over him?
It was 2 or 3. I think it might have been 3.
Yeah, I think it was 3. And Radd is looking through a packet. He's going to have to make one more roll now, and let's have these. Let me get this one. So I'm going to get to roll 7 versus his 3. Okay, so we'll do this. I'm going to clear them. I'm going to roll 7, and you'll roll 3. Okay, so I got one victory.
Yeah.
While Radd is going over this, he manages to get a kind of nasty paper cut. And it's kind of bleeding, and it's bleeding onto the documents that he has in front of him. And Tassain says, "Oh, that's such a shame. You got that cut. Here, let me give you something for that." And he kind of pulls out a handkerchief for Radd. But I mean, it's continuing on. It doesn't seem to be bothering him very much. And kind of at the end of this, Tassain has a couple pens for you all to sign, and he'll also kind of be signing it. I feel like there needs to be one more perception check here. And why don't we just do that as a straight, let's see, it'll be, what is your lore score?
4, I believe. Checking. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have you roll the lore for this one.
Okay.
And with my approach score, I'm gonna have 4.
1s and 3s.
Yeah. So yeah, you are it does seem like a nasty paper cut, but it seems to be under control, and
yeah.
And so Radd is kind of signing away on the documents. They get kind of passed to you. Are you
Misspells his own name. You don't notice.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm in. This is probably the biggest opportunity. Maybe the first of many very large opportunities. Got to see this one through.
Okay. And Tassain will sign it, and it all gets taken care of. One last thing before we end the scene. When you're drinking,
so I want to add one thing to the scene as well. Mm-hmm. What I'd like to add is while Radd's wound is getting tended to, once I'm like, okay, he's got this, I'm going to consume that glass for my demon.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is that the demon is kind of really interested in that, right?
Yeah, so it's like, oh, they're distracted. Now's my opportunity. Crunch, 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 crunch.
Yeah, and right, there's something, it has to be something kind of supernatural about how this all occurs, right?
Right.
I don't. I don't. I mean, does it need to be? I mean, would it be a crunching? Would it be a melting that takes place?
Oh man. I mean, so in television shows, you've seen where like probably like Lord of the Rings or something, when something approaches something and like there's this wisp of dark, smoky energy that comes off of a thing and is consumed by whatever else. I feel like that same sort of thing is happening with the glass, and I'm able to just like wisp it into my mouth.
Does Zip realize that this is happening?
No, he thinks he's eating a candy bar. It's delicious.
Okay. All right. So yeah, but that we were on the same wavelength with that.
Yeah.
A lot of cognitive dissonance going on.
Willful cognitive dissonance, nonetheless. But yeah.
Okay. So why don't we end the scene there? It's about 9 o'clock right now. So why don't we go in and take our first break right now? We'll come back in about 10 minutes. Is that okay?
Just a small correction on Zip's awareness. He is aware that he consumes wealth, right? Just not aware that it's like mystical smoke consumption, right? So it's like the method of consumption is not aware.
Yeah, maybe the method isn't aware, and he's not fully aware that this is also driven by the demon, right? That it's, I mean, that would there be some disconnect there?
Absolutely no. He is bought in 100% to the illusion that he's just on a joyride of prosperity.
Yeah, this is just like I read in a history book, Chinese alchemists did this. So like clearly it must be good for me. It must be healthy to do it.
Right.
It must be healthy, and maybe
it's like the paleo diet, but with gold.
Yes.
And
right.
Just look at Dr. Hornbuckle. He does this all the time. Look how good he is doing.
Yeah, it's another sign of your prosperity, right? That you would be, normal people can't do this, but those who are truly prosperous somehow have this
right,
this power.
Yeah.
All right, so let's turn to Taylor, and it is apparent that some of the I need to get the correct name here. So some of the you call them what are your followers called? The Taylor
Taylor invaders.
Yeah. Some of the Taylor invaders have become aware of this mock account that has been set up and are kind of looking at these pictures. And so, that's happening. What is Taylor going to do at this point? I know that you said that you were going to have, get in touch with Percy No Mercy, and he'll fairly quickly, respond back to you with the, "What's up?" question mark.
I mean, I probably open with something like, well, from us here in the 2000s, like there I encountered, I met Burning Man, and I guess if he shows up like briefly in any of the video that we have, I probably have made like a little JPEG with a bunch of arrows drawn on it pointing at him. Sorcerer dude, Burning Man, we need to find out who he is and what his deal is, because I'm pretty certain he's Mephistopheles was right.
Now, by Burning Man, are you referring to the manager guy?
No, I'm referring to the fact that Zip has burnt hands.
Oh, okay. So you want Percy No Mercy to see if he can collect any information about Zip?
Yep.
All right. Let's see what he can do. Percy No Mercy. Let's see what he has here. He can follow internet footprints.
He also has a cover as a hacker.
Yeah. So why don't you go on and take a roll? And since you kind of have both of those, yeah, I suppose that I'm trying to think of how we would do this, because
It's like this game just became Cyberpunk.
yes. And I mean, it would roll with the. Let's. Why don't we do this? We'll roll with the perception, but since you also have that cover added to it, we'll add another die to it, so you can roll with 5 die, and I'm just gonna do the opposed roll with 3.
Okay, I have a 10 and a 6 as my highest. Oh man,
Oh.
okay. That is 2 successes over my 10 and 6. So
yeah. So I think what this means is that Percy No Mercy would be able to, collect basic information that the public would have available to them, right? I mean, he knows how to get around the internet. But you'll see that, okay, I think he would be able to identify that this is a guy named Zip, that, I imagine Zip would have, like with the timeshare business, would have a little bit of an internet footprint out there that's just, I mean, you get like basic information about this guy named Zip.
Yeah,
He's
you've
like
got to find out about Zenith Estates in Colorado, which you're nowhere near Colorado. So what's that all about?
Yeah, you would find that out. You would find out that he's been in the Miami area, and that he's known for doing timeshares. He has some, internet advertising and stuff like that would be readily available. So it's that kind of basic information. It doesn't, with not getting any successes beyond that, you're not going to be able to get anything that would go beyond just simply whatever public face that he has out there. But you know who he is, right? I mean, he's able to kind of identify who this is.
I think maybe I also do, like, occasionally with Dr. Hornbuckle, speeches for success now. This wonderful, positive, inspirational book and way of being.
Right. And I think that this prosperity group kind of holds up Zip as a kind of, right. This is like one of the few people that they have where, they kind of hold them up as like, see, what we are preaching works, right? That they kind of use them as their, faces on the poster for.
Oh, yeah, because you should have seen Zip before Success Now. It was not good. They don't talk about that, though.
Cool.
So with that, that information, I'm kind of curious as to where Taylor would go at this point. Is there anything else that Taylor would be kind of interested in doing? You've got this little group of your followers that are kind of curious about these pictures that they're seeing on this kind of parody account.
Yeah. I guess what I'm primarily going to be doing is trying to do damage control in my account and trying to like I am posting like several like attention like I forget what this other person named their account, but like so and so is not is not a sister account and is unassociated with any smart not swift media. Right. They're smart with it. It's not so with the K, right? Which again, the pun there is not even a pun there. It's just a different spelling.
Okay. Yeah. So you're able to do some damage control. Where would you go? Like after this, would you go back to your domicile, or you also have this Twista Club?
Oh, I think I am. Let's see here. I think that I am going to do something stupid. So I need to remind myself how this ability works.
Which ability?
Hint. I'm just reading it through again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hint is, I think, an ability that I almost want to say, every game of Sorcerer I have played in, there's been a hint that is there, but it's a kind of baffling ability. But I think the one of the things you use it for is to get some information.
Yep, I am spreading out like a conspiracy board slash pentagram of like photos of Zip's face and the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zip's face is right in the center, and I make certain to really grind that pin right into the center of his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And I am reaching out. I am trying to figure out Zip's place in this, and I am drawing on this hint power, if that's okay.
Yeah. Now, one of the things we need to figure out is like, so you're going to roll your demon's power, who has the hint, versus the will of the target. So who is going to be targeted?
So yeah, I'm not sure, like, is the target here the person having the visions, or?
Yeah, I think it is the person who would have the visions and that would reveal the information.
Yes, because it says the target's player may ask one yes or no question. So I am the target.
Okay. All right, so let's go. So you're doing this partly by kind of doing it on the internet, right? There's some kind of like...
I mean, yeah, but then I like printed these out, and it's like this needs to be physical. I know it's terrible, but like sometimes you need to print out photos of some random stranger's face.
Okay. So the demon rolls power versus the will of the target, and if that is successful, so meaning if the demon is successful with the hint roll, okay.
I have wild visions.
Yes. Okay. So I'll roll for the demon.
Yeah. So let's clear this, and let's
Yes, I want to clear that, and
let me double check my will. I believe it's 4.
And your demon's power is 4.
But let me just double check. I forget. Oh no, my will is 5. I have a lot of will. Okay, that is 2 successes.
No, that's 4 successes.
Is it?
Not 9, 7, 6, and 6.
But you have 1 6.
Oh, that's correct. So
so don't 2 of the 6s disappear?
Yeah, no, that's correct. It is 2 successes. You're right, because
Oh, the 1 6 cancels out all the other 6s, and that sets the floor.
He has two dice higher than my highest one. So that would be, you're correct. Yeah, 2 successes.
Okay, so that means I am going to be getting some hallucinations.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Quite bad, considering I did very well on that roll. But it means that I will, fortunately, because you got no successes on that one, which means that I just am not going to be having any terrible convulsions, right?
Right.
So there you go. Like, mixed bag. Oh, but I need to have success on both. Okay. So what happens here? Like I'm having these visions. It's wild.
Yeah, but you're not getting right. Yeah.
I know, but I feel like this is a PBTA fail forward. Like I'm getting something, just not what I wanted.
Yeah. So give me 1 second to think about
no worries.
what you get with
if you want to flip away to see what Zip is getting up to while you brainstorm, while we think about what weird visions I'm getting, feel free.
I think
Sorry, I know I threw kind of a loop here.
No. I mean but yeah, I don't think it's a kind of, I think, a good thing to go after with this, and it makes kind of sense with your demon that you would do this. But yeah, with the I think the oh yeah, because I was kind of yeah, this is kind of amusing. You get just kind of visions of, you just came out of the Icy and Spicy, which is where you saw Zip, and so, like, you have that image in your mind. And I think one thing that kind of comes out of this vision that you find curious is that you know, you have that icy and spicy thing going on, and then you see those gold ingot glasses, and then you know, you think that that's curious because like that's not the pink flamingos, like those glasses are from the pink flamingos, and so somehow like the pink, right, the pink flamingo with the gold ingot glasses that have appeared at the Icy and Spicy, like you saw a few of those glasses that were there. You didn't really kind of pay them much attention, but in your vision you do. And so you get this kind of swirling vision though, where the Icy and Spicy, the pink flamingo club that's up, you know, a couple blocks from there are kind of melding together.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably within that, you also get Shiva's Emporium that is kind of in there as well. And so you kind of are experiencing a kind of a kind of geographic kind of melding of like these different places that are there. But I will let you hang on to that point that you really do think you saw the pink flamingo glasses in the Icy and Spicy, and that actually was, you know, there, right? You know, and then with respect to Zip, he's kind of swirling around in all of this as well. But you know, you're kind of baffled by, you know, what exactly Zip is doing there. He does seem a little out of place in the Icy and Spicy though.
I mean, I'm probably gonna show up at Zip's office at some point. I'm probably while I'm still sort of illusion high, but I think I go wandering out of my little apartment and under these hallucinations. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go back to Zip. I mean, I think, you know, after you've done all the signing and stuff, you kind of are leaving.
I don't think we're leaving yet. I think
okay.
what I would like to do is turn to Radd and say that was such a success. We should just, you know, check out the establishment for a few hours, enjoy a few drinks, really live it up. What do you say, Radd?
Yeah. He looks down at his hand, but he's noticed your hands. He says, like, you know, you have your burned hands, like, you know, it's like we're bonded now.
Yeah, mine was a camping accident instead of a paperwork accident,
like
but
paper
you're right.
accident,
It's very similar.
Yeah. Yeah. So sure. You know, he's you know, he seems a little tipsy, but he's not kind of completely gone. And he says, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's see what this you know, partner, what our establishment looks like when it gets hopping.
Yeah. And I mean, unless you have something like phenomenal imagined for this evening, I just imagine like freeze frames of like taking shots and like handstands on the bar and who knows whatever other wild shenanigans these old fogies are getting up to.
Yeah, and you all are kind of fully into it. They're you know, they get these big fog machines that are kind of operating, and you know, it seems to be booming business. I mean, this seems like, you know, from just a glance at it, it seems like this is a kind of great deal that you have kind of gotten yourself into. And there is like a server, since you are now the new owners of the place, the management kind of assigns like a couple servers to you to kind of just make sure that you're taken care of. You're kind of given a nice, booth set up off to the side.
Yeah, and you've got like the drunken rant about how great the management is. You took care of that one belligerent customer. You guys are the best. And maybe on our way home, just a scene of both Radd and I stumbling down the walkway. Is this on the beach? Could there be like we came out the back of the building, walked down the beach a ways to part ways?
I think kind of when I was looking at my map of Miami Beach, I think it's like 1 block away from the beach. You've got Ocean Avenue, and then usually on the other side of Ocean Avenue are kind of the beach resorts those are the ones that are right on the beach. But like it's just like 1 block over, and you're
so 2 businessmen stumbling down the road, bottle in one of their hands, both propping each other up, and I think that's how my evening ends, is wandering home.
Okay. All right, so let me ask.
Which does give Swift a chance to stumble into me if you want to see that chance encounter.
Well, it depends on like what Swift
you have an office. You have a local office here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably you'll find me there sleeping the next time you come in.
Nice.
So the next, why don't we fast forward to that scene then? So the next,
and I am just still like hair's a mess. I've showered, but it really didn't do much. The clothes are slumpy. The demeanor is not the normal face of success now, as I like drag myself into this office place. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing here?
I think I go, right, you, Burning Man.
Burning Man.
So yeah, look, it's very clever. I don't have time to explain it right now, though. Look, I came here because there was a thing.
Didn't we kick you out yesterday?
Yes, and I've decided to forgive you for that because there are more important things. Look, there is stuff going on, and you're involved, but you're not involved. And there was a drink. There was ingot drinks, right?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they were pretty good.
But there was something weird about them, right?
I would like to try to perceive this sorcerer in my midst.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and give myself -1 die. Just I still think I'm a little vision high.
Yeah, and Zip, you always have this.
I always have a -1 on perception, so my will is 5, so that's a 4.
I'm also rolling a 4, I guess. Or am I? What am I rolling? Is it my cover?
You actually, this is to see if you can detect that they're sorcerers.
Yeah. I think I'm getting a second chance to assess this individual.
Yeah. So this should be rolling then with lore. That would be the relevant one.
Gotcha. So that is also a 4.
But then you take a -1 off of that.
Oh, because it is a lore perception.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, so it's a 3.
Yeah, I rolled a high 6 though, so you have a pretty.
I got a chance. Here it goes. Hey.
Yeah, I'd be really disappointed if you weren't able to figure out that I'm a sorcerer at this point.
All right. So what is the tell, though? What do I see that really tees me off on this?
Well, I think first off, part of it is uh like my
I
way
have
of
an idea.
yeah, go
I
ahead.
have an idea, which would be one would be that in Zip, the window to Zip's office has one of those scrolling things that like is advertising Zip, and then some of the
$99 a month. Contact me now. Great deals.
so I think part of it is that right, Percy No Mercy's name starts to sometimes appear scrolling by, right, that you're as you're kind of talking to this, you get this kind of glitchiness that's going on with that.
Yeah, that works.
All right. And I read really deep into that for some reason. Well, because I am a sorcerer, because I know these things. And the first thing I do is cast confusion.
That's fair. Because I wasn't confused already, but go ahead.
You were not confused enough.
Okay, what are we doing here?
So you match the demon's power against the target's will.
And am I the target again, or is the person that is being confused the target?
I think I'm the target.
Yeah, the person being confused would be the target.
Okay. So demons.
And I'll let you roll that one victory on your perception.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Into that.
So the demon's power is 5, so that's 6 dice.
Mm-hmm. And Stephen, you'll roll your.
So that's 1 success over you.
Yeah. And so when I cast it, I'm like, you obviously don't know what's going on here. And that is the verbal incantation. Come on, let's just get out of here. But it didn't take effect, right? So
yeah, I think for the most part, you're used to just using it on people who aren't in the know is maybe...
Right. It's worked every time. Yeah. Why would it not work?
Yeah, I think that when you do this, I like look at you and I think, because I do have I was looking and we're both weaklings, but I'm slightly tougher than you. But I think that I shove you against your door and I say, don't you try to use that fucking shit on me. I'm coming here because I want to help you, help me, help everybody, okay?
All right. So 2 things. 1, I am just shocked when you go physical, right? It's like, what? He's not under the spell? 2, when you say, you help me help you, it flashes back to my teacher using spectacular positivity words. And so I am listening, and you can just see you've broken through whatever get him out barrier there is. And I say, all right, I'm listening.
Well, okay. So I was doing my own investigation of I don't know exactly what your involvement in all this is. I didn't realize.
Investigation of what? Here, have a seat.
Look, I do. And look, there is something going on with this whole string of businesses along Money Street. I forget the name of the street.
Something going on. I mean, we just purchased a property right here, Icy and Spicy. Obviously, you know it. That's what were you doing the other day? Yesterday?
Look, I was doing a citizen investigation. I thought that I would go there, see if the management was us, and then maybe I don't know. I don't really most of my knowledge of what happens when demons go up against each other is Harry Potter. So I thought we'd probably engage in a magical duel.
I mean, we kind of did, and it didn't work very well. And then you slammed me against the wall. So you're concerned about real estate?
Look, what I'm worried about is that a bunch of tacky people who don't know anything about the city are coming in and
I try
messing
to
up
hide my gold chain a little bit underneath the shirt.
with a bunch of weird sorcerer shit. And I think that if you're not at the cause of it, then you're stumbling into something that you have that you don't know about.
I mean, I believe you for a couple reasons. What do you know about it?
I know that there is something going on inside all the businesses of those streets. They're all, I don't know, controlled by the same thing, maybe? Person, I'm not sure. And whatever it is, it decided to come after me and come after people I sort of don't not like.
I think I know, like, the entity, the corporation that you speak of. They had this really weird wording in the deed that we got for the Icy and Spicy. The name of the company is Redwell and Wise, and I'd never heard of them before, but they kind of own the property that I just bought, and it
Okay, you
bothers
didn't
me.
sign anything, did you? Because
Oh
according
yeah,
to
no.
Sexy Sorcerer 696, that is a really bad idea.
We all signed.
I give a like a big like put upon millennial sigh.
Yep. I mean, it was a great deal. How could I say no?
I mean, okay, I guess I'm not one to judge on site. I'm making deals with demons, but do you at least know who the demon you signed yourself over to is?
No, we signed for property. I did not sign myself over to a demon. What do you think you can figure out? You're young, you know technology. What do you think you can figure out about Redwell and Wise?
Well, I know guys that can look into this sort of thing for me. But I guess look, you're already doing business with them, right?
I mean, I did business with them. I bought property. If you're right, who says that you're right? I haven't really heard any compelling proof. Just
because I got thrown out of a certain Gestapo's property before I was able to do a in-person search.
Can you not make a scene when you visit an establishment?
I mean, I don't entirely see what the point of visiting an establishment then is, but sure, fine.
Because we can go if you cannot make a scene. But if you do what you did last time, I'm going to have to let the staff do what they do.
Fine, but I will be live tweeting.
All right. We'll call it like a redemption, right? It'll be you revisiting and giving it a positive instead of a negative spin. That will get management's buy-in 100%, and we'll be able to find whatever proof there is of these frankly outrageous but concerning allegations.
Sure, fine. I think that could work. Right. Yeah.
Should we see what we can learn about Redwell and Wise before we start sleuthing?
I mean, I've kind of just been running into places, but I guess sure that could work.
All right, let's learn first and then sleuth. I mean, I can help if you want to show me how. I think there's a computer in the lobby.
Sure. I think while I'm doing my thing, I'm having you Google them in the
Yeah, exactly.
So we have Zip doing a Google search, but
and printing out every page. Yes. I'm just creating a paper file for this thing. Yeah.
But is Taylor going to be drawing upon the perception?
Yeah, I think I will be.
Okay. All right. So with Redwell, yeah. So if you want to do that check, so I'm trying to think on Zip's side of things. There's not much that really comes up with Redwell and Wise. I think what you would find on just a general search is occasionally that comes up.
Ooh,
just on,
I have access to like MLS listings though, right? So I can at least understand, do they have a high volume of transactions? Do they have any transactions?
Yeah. So yeah, it would be on some real estate that it comes up. And what you find out is that prior to a couple months ago, it was there were a few transactions, but it was not in the South Beach area. It was up in the New York, New Jersey area that on some businesses this was coming up, like Wildwood, New Jersey, which is like a beach. There's some like beach properties, commercial properties up in that area, and a few things in New York. But yeah, the not really.
Yeah, so the other useless thing that I'm printing out to fill my folder is just every listing that I can find of properties that they have been involved in previously.
Yeah. Okay. And then on Taylor's side of things, let's go on and do a roll to see what you can find out beyond what would be in the real estate listings.
Okay, what am I rolling?
So you'd be rolling, I think again, this would be the perception. And I'll go on and give that bonus also for the hacker side of things as well. So that would give you 5.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it with a 4 opposed roll here. So you got 2 victories. Yes. Okay. So you Percy No Mercy is able to put okay, so the Redwell, there's a person named Quest Redwell who is a lawyer And Percy is able to find out that this real estate kind of legal agency that handles real estate deals is seems to be connected with some type of criminal kingpin from the New York area. A guy named, and I'll put the name in the a guy named Franz Azar from the New York area. And Franz seems to be a kind of shadowy figure, but I'll give you one other name. There's another person named Ititi Gilchrist, who is a kind of, well, a woman that is an associate of Franz, who Percy No Mercy says that, yeah, she seems to like be involved in some kind of occult circles, but she seems to be kind of pals with Franz and this Ititi person. You know, sometimes when I go into when Percy goes into you know, the web in some areas that kind of deal with kind of occult kind of groups, that name of Ititi Gilchrist comes up, and he says clearly Franz has some connection with this person.
Yeah. Hey. Burning Man, are you familiar with this XP grind? And I hold out my phone to you, and it's Quest.
Let's talk about Burning Man. My name's Zip.
Sure.
All right, what do you got?
Yeah, and I sort of relate what I've learned using XP grind for Quest, some crime dude for Franz Azar, and Miss Magic for Titi. Because I as I said, I don't use people's names, real
Right.
names.
All right, so that was XP grind the lawyer. Who the king? Who the kingpin?
Some crime dude, the kingpin.
And
I probably like link you some of the messages that and evidence that
has their real names on
yes.
it. Yeah. And then what did you say for Atiti?
Miss Magic.
So what's with the aliases?
I mean, you know, it's a thing. I'm not going to look. First off, no real names. First rule, no real names. Second rule, I'm sorry for your first name.
Is that why Burning Man?
Look, I just don't use them. Yes, but yes.
You could call me Mr. Prosperity.
I'll tell you what. I'll call you Mr. Prosperity. But like when I'm talking about you in the third person, I'll continue to call you Burning Man.
Well, fair enough. That'll work.
Right.
All right. Well, let's go
Good talk, MP.
Sorry, what?
Good talk, MP.
Oh, yes. I see what you did there. All right. So let's go do some positive publicity slash sleuthing.
And you're going back to the Icy and Spicy.
Yeah.
How do you get over there? Would Zip drive over there?
I think I take an Uber.
Okay. So and we'll take a break here in 1 second, but before that, why don't you all? We'll do this as a three-way check. Why don't you all do just a general perception check to see about something on the way there?
Is this what are we rolling?
Roll it with your will, and of course Zip has to take the -1. It's kind of interesting.
I went out by a hair. I had a 5, and the two of you have a 4 and a 3.
Yeah.
I have 2 5s, I guess. So 2 successes, which I didn't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got 2 successes. While you're driving, I don't imagine it's a really far drive between Zip's office and the Icy and Spicy. You're kind of
super short. Yeah.
But you so Taylor picks up on the fact that you seem to be there seems to be a car trailing you, and the car trailing you, it looks like a unmarked police car, right? It's the kind of like unmarked police car that you can just kind of tell it's an unmarked police car, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Did you call? Do you think somebody called me in for breaking into your office?
I mean, I haven't yet, and I think I'm the first one who saw you.
Okay.
Okay, but why don't we'll take our second break here, and then we'll decide what you want to do about or if anything, about the trailing car and what happens back at the Icy and Spicy.
I mean, we're in a Uber. I'm not sure how much we can.
Right. Driver, go fast. Turn left.
Yeah. Although
seize the wheel.
I will point out that I
guess
think
you could always like confuse the guy driving the car trailing us.
Oh man, I could totally send my demon into the guy driving.
Yeah, because I did read that confuse. It says at the end of it, this ability is automatically ranged, right? So you. You don't have to be like in touching distance, right? You have a little bit of a range.
But I am in touching distance, so even if it wasn't ranged, it's like tap him on the shoulder. You missed our turn.
Right. Well, I was thinking about you could do that to the Uber driver. I was also thinking about whoever.
I'm not sure I want the Uber driver, the person driving the car, to become confused.
Yeah, but I was thinking, the guy, whoever is driving that car in back of you potentially could do a confuse on that person.
Yep, that's actually better and probably less dangerous.
I mean, it wasn't Zip's first thought though.
It was not Zip's first thought.
Yeah, but let's take. We'll come back at maybe 10 after the hour, and we'll decide we can see what you all want to do and how that turns out.
All right, see ya. I feel like there's an opportunity here for like a group binding or banishing of the magic person's demon.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking it also might make sense after we resolve this situation to pull things to maybe a close for the night anyway, considering that we'll be pulling in someone else and we'll be pulling the last character back in soon.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be all three of us binding and banishing the magic lady's demon.
Yeah,
once we all figure out what's going on.
That there is a group sorcery. So like when you're doing these rituals, and if you have 2 or more sorcerers, they can assist each other. You kind of name like one sorcerer as the kind of lead sorcerer for the ritual, but the others have the ability to kind of potentially help out with the odds of being successful in the ritual. Yeah,
Just gotta figure out.
Yeah. You know, and as you know, and then the other possibility with demons, well, you have the punish possibility and also the binding possibility as well, right? That you can try to bind a demon to kind of keep it contained somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not bind, but actually it is the contain, right? There is
Contain,
a
okay.
ritual to kind of keep it.
Oh yeah, there's contain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got ways of dealing with her once we know who she is and what demon she's using to do what she does.
Yeah, so we are we're in the Uber, and Taylor has you know, probably looks back and can't believe that it wasn't noticed before, because it, you know, to Taylor's eyes, it seems like so obviously a kind of your kind of classic unmarked car with smoked, you know, the smoked windows, you know, black sedan with those darkly tinted windows. So Taylor, when you see this, what do you do?
I probably lean over to Zip, right? And I think that's. Oh no, I think we already said what I was doing. I really did say, like, I noted the cop car to Zip was where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to think that you saw me starting my confusion on the driver and somehow non-verbally, like, or verbally
I
said,
mean, it would be nice to think that I did that, but like,
maybe not.
I mean, I don't know. Like, all you had to do was reach out and like stroke this guy.
Well, then I did it of my own will. I had second
Okay.
thoughts and
I mean,
turned around and I was
we can
like,
say that yes, you made a sanity check and succeed and passed.
Exactly. Don't confuse the guy at my driver's seat. That guy over there.
And so you're gonna
I'm gonna confuse the driver of the unmarked vehicle.
Okay, I think I have that person right here. So you're gonna roll the demon's power. I like the description though of the confusion of Zip, so I'll give you an extra die for the amusing kind of description of Zip being confused about who he should confuse.
Yeah, exactly.
So you get an extra one for that, and my driver. This is against their will, correct? Yes. Yeah, so I get 4 for this roll. We'll go and
Got a
clear.
9.
Oh wait.
Oh.
I'm sorry, because like when I went there, all of the other ones. Do you remember what you had? You had a 9, and then what was the next
9? Maybe a 5 for the next one.
I think it was a 5. So let me just see. With my 4, I ended up getting. Oh, I had a 10, a 9. So I got one. I have one victory there, right? With the 10.
Yep. Yep.
Let's see. So, I'm trying to think, like, with the. I hate it when a failure is just like, oh, nothing happens. You know, I would say when you're doing this, the effect of this failure is that your driver, the Uber driver, they kind of pick up on like that you're doing something strange back there. Like, what are you up to? And they also pick up on the fact that that his car is being trailed, and he says, "Are y'all in trouble or something? That looks like a police car back there."
Is it? I mean, I didn't realize that we were oh, but yeah, no, I'm bad at it, but I'm still going to do it. I didn't realize that we were getting into the car of a wanted criminal.
Oh, Zip can help with this. He's really good at this.
I mean, I'm the one doing
I think
the lie.
it'll be entertaining to see, like, if your initial attempt is successful.
Yeah, but I like this. I think this is going to be a will roll with a minus for lying. So you'll have to subtract one. And I don't have the driver worked out, but I think what it says is like your standard like average is like a 3. Like an average everyday person has like a 3. For this, so I'll just roll 3 for mine. Oh, look at that!
Oh my goodness!
We'll see what.
Okay, and let's.
You just need to roll all 10s. It's easy.
So wait, what did you roll?
I rolled a 10, a 10, and an 8.
I'm not seeing that. Do we go to a new link?
I see it on the same old link.
Neatly adjusted Mayfly, but like mine.
Okay, there we go. Mine wasn't updating.
Hmm.
Okay, so let us see.
Mm-hmm.
No, I rolled 2 9s and an 8.
You rolled really, really well, actually.
We both rolled well, but yeah. So yeah, the driver.
I mean, a piddling 2 9s.
I know.
but the driver sees right through you and says, "Look, I'm gonna pull over. I don't need trouble from you guys."
I probably like say in a voice that is very quiet, that is not as quiet as I think it is. Don't be sure not to tell them about me breaking into your office, okay, MP?
This is so. Zip is not impressed with all of this, right? Nothing is confusing. All of that like positive energy is just like left him. The world is crumbling around him. He's got like this grimace that you wouldn't believe when he turns right behind the driver, and he's just gonna like try to berate and threaten the driver into getting them out of this situation. So he turns and he says, "Look, you little shit, if you want to get out of this vehicle alive, you're gonna get us out of this situation."
We're the worst customers.
And while turning, boost that will to like force of will, get the driver to do his goddamn job. What the fuck is this driver doing anyway?
Okay. I do wonder with this whether it is reasonable to give the driver those 2 victories that he got.
I think it absolutely is. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has a 3 will, but he'll get to roll those 2 victories over. So he'll get to roll 5 for this.
And you're okay with the boost as I try and enforce my will?
Yeah,
in
I am
threatening the driver.
Yeah. Okay. And your boost does it is tied to your will, right?
Yep, it is.
Yeah, so you get to add the demon's power to your your will.
Yeah, and I think I've got like my hand on his neck, and like I'm threatening to just wring his neck if he doesn't like get us out of here right now.
All right, so you've got 2 victories, right?
Right.
So yeah, the driver says, "All right, I'm not doing anything illegal though. Just tell me what you want me to do, and as long as it's not breaking any laws, what do you want me to do?"
This isn't good enough. So I'm gonna send my demon from me into the driver, and it's gonna drive like a demon would drive.
So you're going to try to hop?
I'm gonna try to hop, yeah.
Okay. All right, we got to go to their hop. All right, so the hop, unless range is taken, and I don't think you have taken it, but you're right next to him. But the hop effect is visible and obvious unless cloak is taken without this.
And it's not, so it's obvious.
Yeah. So let's see what.
And I kind of imagined, because of how much good rolling was done up front, that my initial binding of the demon was very successful, and I would leave behind a essentially okay host, being Zip.
Yeah. So what's to be rolled here? The hop, changing hosts freely, leaving behind either. Let me see.
Depending on the, yeah. So is there a possessing roll? Is that a thing?
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because like it seems like.
Well.
Possessor may change hosts freely, leaving behind either a shaken.
Because it does say the original possessing roll.
Yeah. So I think there is a roll for it. I just don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I don't know if this is 1 second to see if you get.
Oh, here we go. If you go to the demon types, possessor demons completely supplant another being from its body using a power versus stamina roll.
Got it.
Okay, so and I'm just giving the kind of standard 3 because I didn't have the Uber driver was
right
not on my, so I'm giving him a standard 3.
And I don't think it makes sense that like my 2 victories would roll over into this.
Yeah, because it seems like a different type of
totally different. Yeah.
All right. So.
And so wait, what was I rolling? Power versus stamina.
Yeah.
So demon power, got it. 5. D10s. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, you got 4 victories. So so tell me what this looks like. I think it has to involve the moving of the.
Yeah, I think you just see the chains of the giant gaudy necklace that I have, like break apart into individual links, crawl down my arms. My hands are on his neck right now, and they just like link and reassemble around the driver. And I'm shaken, right? So like I release and I'm like just like pale and weak and like collapse in the back seat and utter the command, drive fast. And the demon is now in the driver's seat. This should be fun.
Yes. Taylor, what do you do when you see this transpiring? It's very obvious that there's some.
Yeah, I'm. I'm torn between the urge to like record this and the urge to like. I think that I am processing a lot right now. I think that I'm going to process what's going on here later.
All right, and your demon is now going to try to basically you're trying to give the right to get away from this trailing car, right? The
Right.
demon's
because the other guy was just going to go slow, and we need a fast escape, not a slow.
Yeah, well, and fast and perhaps a little wily on
a little reckless, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think, you know, whether or not they're going to be able to kind of keep the trail or not, that should be a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be a... Why don't I just have you, because it's the demon doing it. Why don't I just have you roll with, I mean, the demon's will and the demon's power are the same. So why don't I just have you roll with the 5? And
does it make sense for any of the successes from possessing to roll over to this?
I don't know that it does. I mean, it's
Okay.
This is like just I mean, this is the possession is very successful. And well, I tell you what though, why don't we say, because this is so, I mean, that was successful, that and it is an Uber driver, right? It you know, it's now possessing somebody who has so why don't I have you do the power, but I'll let you, like, because it's an Uber driver and it's, you know, right, that this is like now like in this relationship with somebody who knows something about driving. So let me give you 2 more dice added for that, right? That the power, you know, and then the 2 dice, because it actually the demon would be able to draw on that driver's ability. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
And yeah, going to clear those. And
D10s.
Driver has a 4. Oh, there's a chance here, right? You've got these.
There's a chance.
But no, you're able to, you know, your demon does a very good job of, you know.
I think it goes into like almost the demolition derby escape mode, right? It's like slams into a vehicle, guns it, and just leaves like a small trail of terror before zipping off on a right hand or a left hand.
Yeah, and is it, you know, successfully using the fact that all the other drivers are clueless as to what's going on, and right,
Yeah.
are kind of, you know, timing things to kind of, you know, get innocent cars in the way of that pursuing car. So you're able to kind of give the pursuit the slip, and we'll have you just kind of neatly then pulling into the Icy and Spicy.
In like a slightly beat up vehicle, at least.
Yes, yes. Are you gonna like try to go to some like the back alley to park, or are you gonna leave it?
Yeah, no, I don't think that we're gonna like pull up for valet parking with the rig in its current condition. So yeah, I think there's a good parking lot just 2 buildings down. Take the rear entrance. And I like my new companion. He's going to come with us.
Okay. I'll have to think. I mean, do you, because I hadn't really created this character. Do you want to describe any ideas as to how you describe it?
Sandals, cutoff shorts, Hawaiian shirt, slightly on the pudgy side. I was trying to think about hair. I think maybe yeah, bald. He shaves his head, and seems like a pretty cool and relaxed individual.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, yeah, it seems like a very somebody who's lived in Miami.
A local, yeah, exactly.
Local guy. Yeah. All right, so yeah,
but now with a giant gaudy necklace, so that doesn't match.
Yes. With the Hawaiian shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you pull in there, and so what do y'all want to do? I mean, are you just gonna then kind of make your way into the Icy and Spicy?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think if you're not trying to sneak in there, the first manager that sees you immediately kind of approaches you, says, I don't know what they would they call you, Zip or Mr. You don't have a last.
Please, Zip, please.
Zip, nice to see you.
Yeah.
Anything that we can do for you? Everything's going well here.
Oh, that's great. You remember Taylor? Taylor has decided to join me back here for a positive release on the social medias. So we'd like to retry that fiasco of an event that we had yesterday, and actually, like put some positive vibes out there on our great drinks and the facilities.
Well,
that's
Zip,
great, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Zip, you're the owner here, so yeah. Let me just go to the head manager and make sure that we all have an understanding of this, and
Yeah.
you'll see him kind of quickly making his way off to the very tall fellow who had been dealing with Taylor yesterday, right?
Yeah.
But the two of them are talking. The tall manager kind of looks over, is questioning.
Uh-oh.
I'm back.
All right.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah. So the head manager is taking care of things, right? He's going to let everybody know, and the initial manager kind of comes back and says, "Okay, everything's set here. Anything we can get you? Or you want a lunch or?"
Yeah. So definitely some of those ingot things that I had the other night, those would be great in your social media thing, Shirley.
Oh,
would you agree?
I'm sorry. That was those ingots. We usually don't have those here. That was just like a special thing for yesterday.
Oh, and whose idea was that? I'm really not good at being subtle. Usually I just shout at people to tell me what I want. This is why I have the -1 to lying.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know whose idea it was. I just know that, somebody said it would be a good idea to have those. They just appeared here.
Okay. Remind me, what is our specialty here?
I think we had. I don't know that we gave the drink a name, but I think that they had some kind of special drink. I mean, do we want to give it a name?
Yeah, it was basically a root beer float with hot sauce on it.
And this is a place that really is appealing more to the 20-something crowd, unlike the Pink Flamingos, which is more of the 30-something crowd.
Right.
I don't know. We could call it the
spicy root beer float. That's the 0 creativity answer.
Or the pepper float or something like that. Oh,
pepper float's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, pepper floats. Bring 2 pepper floats over.
Okay. So yeah, he kind of goes back to the bar
and I turn to Taylor while they're gone and say, all right, now's our chance. What do we need to get out of this?
We need to find the signs of. I feel like Taylor would maybe know this, but I guess the signs of demonic presence. There's always going to be something, but I mean, you probably noticed it with Percy No Mercy, but there's going to be something like some sign of its presence if it was here.
So, question mechanically, would that be like talking to an unknown demon? Is that a possibility? Could we?
So there are a couple things you can do. I mean, if you're just wanting to like scope the area to see if there actually is a demon here right now, you could just do a basic lore roll.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to be a little bit more forceful, though, you could set up a contact ritual.
Ooh.
And right, the contact ritual, right, and you can use that to go after. You can either try to say, oh, I want to kind of like try to get in contact with some demon from the demonic realm. But if there is like a specific demon that's already in the world that you want to contact, you can try to do the contact ritual for that demon.
And so I start describing this ritual that I learned through my positive thought. It's not a cult. And I say, I think that if there is some sort of demonic presence here, this would be the perfect way. We could do it right here out in the open. After they serve us our drinks, they'll never know.
I guess we could do that. Sure. Yeah, I'm fine going through with this ritual.
All right.
Okay, so if you're going to do the ritual, Yeah, which is the more forceful way, and if it's successful, it also kind of allows you to then have kind of open lines of communication with the demon. I mean, the demon has to, basically is forced with the contact to, if you want to have some, time to kind of talk to it, you can do that. So, ideally, what you want to do with a ritual is, let me get to the ritual, ideally, you want to have some time to kind of prepare the ritual. That increases the odds of it. And let's see where.
So we're talking like hours, not 20 minutes.
Yeah, like an hour would be good.
And that would be suspicious, just hanging out here with like spoons arrayed in a pentagram or something.
Correct. Although, from yesterday that they do have like a few kind of private, right?
Yeah,
dining room, meeting room areas. So, I mean, if you wanted to kind of get a space where it would be less obvious, you could do that. And you ultimately then are going to roll your lore versus the power of the demon you wish to contact. You can. I really need to get this because there are different things you can do to boost this. One would be using group sorcery. One with this one would be to use kind of drugs in the performance of it.
Yeah, and I was also going to say we're coming up on the quarter-hour mark, so maybe if you want to send out, because it seems like it's something we'll need to spend a little time figuring out mechanically.
Yes.
That maybe it might be a good time to call the end of the session here.
I agree. Yeah, that would be perfect, right? And so why don't we do that, and then we'll open up our next session, and I'll have everything kind of squared away. But yeah, that there is the possibility of group sorcery, the possibility of using drugs in the process of trying to pull this off. And there is also this extra little bit that you may not be fully aware of right now that I just have to kind of figure out a little bit about how that's going to work out with this. But I think that would be good. Yeah.
Okay. And so just so that I'm clear on my intent is I think that some demonic presence has been kind of manipulating. And so what we want to contact is that specific force.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Right. That has been at work, that has been manipulating things, and that has been present here in the Icy and Spicy.
Yeah. It feels kind of seance-y, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, what spirits are here?
Yeah, you can get that fog machine working.
Yeah.